Have You Looked Into Your Heart by Jerry Fell on Billboard's Hot 100 December 26, 1964. It jumped from number 98. It debuted at number 98. It jumped to number 75 on the Hot 100. It's moving on up. It would eventually peak at number 24 on the pop charts. Billboard's Hot 100. Jerry Fell was another one of these artists that the adults could get into. The adults in 1964 then see the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. They're like, God, who the hell are these guys, man? I remember back in the 40s, man, the bands were really bands. You had a couple of people singing. You had these big bands playing in the background, playing all kinds of instruments, and these four guys just jangling away playing guitars. What the hell is that? But then you put Jerry Vale on Ed Sullivan, they're like, all right, now this is more like it. This reminds me of when I was growing up back in the 30s and 40s. Jerry Vale had a fantastic voice, though. There's no doubt about it. He died. He had a stroke. Had a stroke in 2002, and he passed away a couple of years ago, almost a couple of years ago, in May of 2010. He passed away in his sleep at his home. It was in Palm Desert in California. He was 83 years old, and he's about in his 30s, probably in his early to mid 30s, when he came out with this record, Have You Looked Into Your Heart, 1964, Jerry Fell. It's a nice record. This is along the lines of the mainstream singers like Engelbert Humperdinck, who came along later in the 60s. Guy Mitchell comes to mind. I'm trying to think of some more. Maybe the Rat Pack, Dean Martin, Sonny James, just along that same vein. Jerry Fell. Jerry Fell, when he was in high school, he was shining shoes. He got a job shining shoes at a barber shop. The guy who ran the barber, now he sang. He would sing while he was shining shoes because he liked to sing. And the guy who ran the barber shop, he was impressed. He was very supportive. He said, man, this boy could sing. I'm going to sign him up for some singing lessons. And that's what happened. Took some singing lessons, Jerry Fell did, and that led to high school musicals. He started singing in nightclubs. He started singing for several years at one nightclub in New York City. He was spotted by a guy his name was Paul Incetta. Paul Incetta was the manager of Guy Mitchell. Paul Incetta, he signed Jerry Fell to a management contract. And he made some demos for Paul Incetta. Paul Incetta was a songwriter, and he got Jerry Fell to make some demos. Incetta took the demos to Columbia Records. Paul Incetta was the manager of Guy Mitchell, and Guy Mitchell introduced Jerry Fell to the legendary Mitch Miller, executive of Columbia Records. Mitch Miller hated rock and roll. Oh, God, he hated it. But he signed a lot of mainstream singers who became very popular in the 50s and 60s. He signed Jerry Fell. And one of the hit records off the Columbia record label, Columbia record label, Have You Looked Into Your Heart by Jerry Fell in 1964. Went to number 24 on Billboard's Hot 100. It topped the adult charts. Went to number 1 on the adult charts. Jerry Fell, Have You Looked Into Your Heart? For Billboard's Hot 100, December 26, 1964.